The staff are extremely supportive. I mean, their end goal here is to produce lieutenants. It's not to put pressure on you until you break and then kick you back out into Civvy Street. They have to maintain their goal of producing lieutenants, and they'll do everything in their power to make sure that you get through.
Within RMC, the duration is 18 months. So there's 3 classes that you progress, starting at 3rd class, which goes for 6 months, and then you progress into 2nd class and finally 1st class, and then you graduate. So
it's all 6 month intervals, and so obviously the more you learn, the more you progress. 3rd class, you're not given that much responsibility. You're there to learn the basics, which is
and to be a member of a section of a group. So that's mainly what you learn in 3rd class.
We start at 06:15 in the morning, 6 days a week, and their last period of instruction finishes at 9:10 at night.
Moving on to 2nd class, it then switches gear and becomes focused on platoon level. So it's being a platoon commander, actually acting as pretty much an officer.
The hardest part of the course, I would have to say, was 2nd class, just because of the amount of work that they throw into the 6-month period. I could honestly say my feet didn't touch the ground at all.
And when you get into 1st class, it steps up another gear, and you're into the more complex environment, which is what we're doing on operations overseas at the moment, so looking at urban operations as well as stability activities. Lectures here, they're broken into 40-minute periods.
The control, restore, reform and assist.
And from there, you'll then go away into your syndicate group, which is a smaller group, usually a section level, about 9 to 10 guys, and sit down with one instructor for those 10 people and just go over everything. Any problems that you did have, they'll go over and try and explain, and then they'll explain the lecture further.
RMC is really good at making people realise what's in them and bringing out their strengths and getting them to display those in really pressure environments.
The current exercise we're on is an exercise called Shaggy Ridge, which is a leadership challenge exercise. It's meant to test the cadets both mentally, emotionally and physically over a designated period of time by putting them through stressful situations, depriving them of some sleep, some food, basically pushing them to their limits in order for them at a later stage to recall this information and know that they can get through any challenges that they are facing.
The rationale behind this training is to hopefully show the cadets that they can push themselves past their mental and physical barriers that they set for themselves.
Pressure creates diamonds, so if we can put them under pressure, we actually see how they're going to function. We can't replicate what it's going to be like commanding people in the Chora Valley in Afghanistan, but we can certainly push them to their limits so that they get a better understanding of themselves and how they operate under pressure.
It was a great activity, like everyone learned something out of it, and you learn about your teammates as well and their capabilities.
Such a good feeling to finish it.
Yeah, and very satisfying to finish.
The training encourages you to develop your leadership and develop into a leader that the Army needs.